Hey guys, Coach Ben here, bigbenchas.com, and today we are going to talk about some of the pros and cons of close grip benching. Now, we've done this video before on wide grip benching, but now it's time to tackle close grip benching. I'll start with the pros because I'd say there's probably more pros than cons to close grip benching. I'll show you why right now. Alright, first off, developing the triceps. Alright, that's an easy one. Guys, close grip benching is the best way to really develop your tricep strength in a bench-specific motion, in a bench-specific way, okay? More so than doing accessories, all right? The push-downs that you guys love so much, you can do them till the cows come home, but I would say a close grip bench is still superior to building up your triceps because it's done in the exact same way you bench, right? Minor variation. So ultimately, what are we trying to do? Train our tris to bring up our bench press. Well, can't beat a close grip bench because it is benching, okay? Being in closer like that, awesome way to develop the triceps. Another benefit, right, another pro, you can be stronger through a greater range of motion, all right? So if you're one of those benchers like myself who gets into a tremendous arch on the bench, they go really wide with their grip. So your range of motion's like this, okay? Very hard to continuously make progress that way. Because I guarantee if you haven't in a while, if you go feet up, you don't arch as much, right? You take a close grip and you're traveling through all this range, you're going to find yourself to be in a real humbled position where you feel very weak doing that, okay? So that's where close gripping comes in because you're going to be traveling through more range. So if you're weak down here in this point, this is important that you strengthen it up, right? If you can strengthen and be strong through all this range, you're going to be very strong through that range, okay? So, great way, if you can tolerate it, go through a much longer range of motion and build that up. Can actually protect your shoulders and your pecs. A lot of guys, you talk to guys who have had pec tears before, all right, they're nervous to be out here in like a wider grip, elbow flared out. They always want to stay in here because why? It incorporates more of your lats into the movement, more of your triceps, obviously, and it takes away from all that stretch and load you're getting in the pecs, all that stretch and load that you might be getting in your shoulders, more of a shoulder dominant type bench, all right? And it protects you a little bit. So if you have some beat up shoulders, all right, or you might have had a pec injury before, you have a pec strain, all right, being in here closer, even closer than your standard bench, right? You bring it in here, you're going to feel a lot more comfortable doing that because it's predominantly going to load your back and you're going to be using your triceps to a much larger degree. All right, let's get into some of the cons. We got to talk about those cons too. First off would be most will probably have trouble going through the range of motion necessary to close grip bench effectively. All right, so like I said, it's also a pro on the other side of things if you can do it effectively, but for someone who hasn't traveled through this range of motion, or if you lack shoulder mobility, right, if you're very restricted in your shoulders, you might only be able to get to maybe here, and then what happens is you can't really get down any further, so shoulders will round forward. And we don't want that because that will put stress on our shoulders in a way that we do not want it, okay? So, for some, you're just not able to go through that large of a range of motion. It actually ends up hurting your shoulders more than it can help protect, okay? So that's on the flip side of things. So you got to know where you fall. Is this going to be a pro for me? Is this going to be a con for me, okay? So a good way to find out is, do you have trouble touching the empty bar down where you need to in a close grip bench? If so, probably not the greatest idea to do it right now because that weight will be forcing you through that little bit extra range and you're probably going to end up accommodating by lifting your shoulders up, okay? Many people fail on the close grip bench because they go too close and that ends up banging up their elbows and causing more discomfort than anything. And what I'm talking about when I say too close, all right, is I'm talking about people close grip benching like this, touching high, all right, you're thinking this is okay. I mean, I think I already snapped my elbow. I heard a crack, a snap, and a crackle pop, all right? And that shit hurt, all right? So we can't be benching close grip like that. Ultimately going to really start being destructive over there. All right, close grip, guys. still have to be within shoulder width. You still got to be outside of that. Once you bring that grip inside your shoulders, you're going to start running into that handcuffing issue there, where it's going to put discomfort on your elbows. So, for me, if I'm doing close grip, as opposed to, I'm usually like middle finger on the ring or something, benching a shirt, my index on the ring. Alright, close grip for me, I'll do a thumb out from the smooth. That's my close grip. I mean, it's not terribly far off from where I was, but we don't need a huge change. Alright, so thumb out from the smooth, get my grip, right, and this is going to be my close grip stroke. You can see I have a hard time kind of getting down there at the bottom. I can feel a lot of stretch and tension, so I'm someone that has to watch it when I close grip bench. Okay, but this would be a good close grip bench. You can see I have alignment the whole time. My wrist is still right over my elbows, not like this. Okay, we don't want to look like this. We want to look like that. Alright, and a good touch point, which is lower on your chest. Okay, so that's where a lot of people turn the close grip bench into a con when it doesn't have to be. Just got to assume the right grip, but most people just aren't sure, aren't familiar. So do them a favor, send them this video. Alright, and lastly, poor application of the close grip bench. So this is another education issue, right? A lot of people are going to use the close grip bench for strengthening a midpoint weakness. So they press off their chest, they get stuck right here. Pretty much lockout as well. They get stuck near lockout. First thing that comes to their mind, alright, we just need to get my triceps stronger. Alright, what's going to get my triceps stronger? Well, we just talked about how close grip bench is a huge pro for that. Going to do some more close grip bench. Hit close grip bench till the cows come home. Get that weight up. Alright, sure, it probably help because you are benching, but you're assuming that the close grip bench is going to bring up that weak point, when sometimes like a weak point like that, you don't need more close grip bench. You just need to change your technique around. You see this often with people who heave the bar. Alright, so they get so much momentum from dipping the bar into their chest, kicking their leg drive, that it's going to get the bar moving, but you don't have any tightness behind it to get it through that final pop. So what do you think? Oh, I just need to get my triceps stronger. And sure, that'll help to some degree because you do need the strength there to finish the lockout. But you get so much more out of it if you just change the technique. So a reason I throw this into the con category is it kind of masks an issue. All right, a lot of people use close grip for the wrong reasons, okay, than the right ones. So you can see a lot of these cons are related to just misinformation, miseducation. So if you send someone this video who knows close grips bench often, maybe that'll help them out, guys. All right. So pros and cons of close grip benching. Like I said, a lot more pros, much easier to find pros than there is cons. Most of the cons are related to misinformation, but that's why I'm here, guys. Spread good info on the bench. Coach Ben here. And you know where to find me. You can meet me